Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of World of Guns Gun Disassembly. So Brian 620 or 0620 just gave me a promo code actually that unlocks quite a few guns on World of Guns Disassembly. I'm gonna give it to you here, and I also want to show out a cool mode if you unlock these guns, how you can kind of see what guns you haven't done. It's a neat way I like using it. So the code is promo, so you have to type promo, PROMO, and then all capitals AF1CJ7QG. That's promo AF1CJ7QG, and then there's obviously a space between promo and the code. So, not 100% sure how long this code is available for, so you guys might try the code and it might not work, but give it a shot. I already had a lot of the guns, so didn't unlock all of them, but here are some of the ones that did unlock. Oh, also, I was going to show you guys this. There's the catalog at the bottom. The catalog, so if I go here, it's hard to find what guns unlocked with that pack. Like, I looked around, so I kind of know, like, these guns were unlocked. This gun was unlocked. These guns were unlocked. But there's an easier way. If you go to your catalog here at the bottom, it might start in one of these different modes, but you can look up. There's by country, by period, by type, all these different things, but the one I find most useful is revealed. So if you unlock bonus guns, you'll be able to see them because you have not used them all at the map. See, like, these are highlighted. This is the new one, so it unlocks the AT Boys, HKSLD SD, Luger PO8, Libre FP45. I'm pretty sure it does unlock the Lee Enfield. But I already had that one golded. The M1 Grand, I'm pretty sure it unlocks the Mauser 98K. It unlocks the Mosin, Mauser 1914, the SKS M5966, the Tokyo pistol, and the Walter P38. What I think it actually did, I won't be able to show you now, but I think it gives you a free copy of the World War II guns pack. So, I can't show you right now, but if you go on Steam, there's a pack called World War II Guns. And I believe that's what this promo code gives you, is that pack of guns, which is valuable. That pack is worth, I don't know what it is, $50 or something. It's not generally worth buying the DLC, especially not this one, because these shoot ranges are so cheap. But anyway, that's just kind of a lowdown on that. Hopefully that promo code helps out a couple of you. If not, sorry buds. Anyway, let's hop to the field trip for the STG44. So the STG44, also often known as the MP44, here is it's a World War II assault rifle. It was huge in Nazi Germany. I personally feel it was underproduced, and the Mauser was overproduced, but it was pretty much the first actual, what we'd call a modern assault rifle. So today we obviously have modern assault rifles. Up to World War II, assault rifles weren't that common. You had a lot of submachine guns, and you had a lot of rifles, and you had a lot of machine guns, but you did not have a lot of assault rifles. And that's what the STG44 and MP44. I don't like calling it STG44 because STG stands for Sturmgewehr, which is German for, I think, storm rifle. Could also, I guess, be, it said in the model information that it could be interpreted as literally assault rifle, or so. I wasn't paying too close attention to how we did this. I was mostly talking. It's also called MP44, which just stands for machine pistol. It's easier when you're paying attention, not talking about the gun, but not in the world. We'll figure out how it assembles when we do the actual disassembly. So, what else to say about this rifle? Yeah, it was very, very powerful. It was pretty much the best rifle in World War II. Like, you can't really say for sure, but the gun, actually, the most interesting fact about this gun, at least in my opinion, is designs for the Sturmgewehr actually spawned the AK-47 Kalashnikov, which we use today. We'll look at it here closely. Like, so look at it, the shell here, and then look at, I think it's up here. Can't really get it too close. cold. Okay, you can kind of. Okay, so look at the AK-47. Look at the Sturmgewehr. Very similar. Yeah, Kalashnikov didn't totally come up with the design of the AK-47 himself. He actually got plans for the Sturmgewehr and modified it. Like, it was just, the Germans have always been ingenious in coming up with rifle technologies, so that's just the most interesting fact, that it was the AK-47, the most popular rifle and gun ever created, was modeled after a German gun, German World War II gun, the Sturmgewehr here. So anyway, so we move the magazine, move the grip screw and nut, move the spring pin, move the buttstock. I like working from the back and working forward on this gun. I think that's the best strategy. So move the top cover assembly and the cover, bottom butt plate assembly, base piece, washer and screw, butt plate assembly. Perfect, so that's fully disassembled. We'll pull out the recoil spring, we'll move the left grip and the right grip. Okay, we'll pull off the entire receiver, pull out the receiver pin. Oops, sorry, I apologize. You guys had to pull the bolt carrier assembly, then you can pull the receiver off. Okay, so we're gonna continue with this. So your first shot here should be removing some of these pins. So you want to move hammer pin, trigger lever pin, and the trigger pin. Then you can start removing hammer, hammer spring, right lock plate, hammer spring inserts, the entire trigger lever, and then the disconnector as well as that. You can move the left lock plate, the bottom inserts. There's upper hammer inserts, these are lower inserts. Move the selector, move the catch lever, move the selector assembly and the catch lever. Which move selector assembly is the selector latch as well as the selector lever that can be moved. Okay, now I can move out the kind of middle top inserts, the left insert, the disconnector inserts. Okay, pull out your trigger. On this gun, the trigger doesn't have any anything on it itself, so move safety lever assembly, selector button, safety lever shaft, trigger pin inserts, selector button pin, okay, perfect. So then moving on, we got receiver pin insert to pull out on this side of the gun. We'll pull off the whole rear base assembly for the sight. Pull off the rear leaf assembly. Pull the spring off, which allows us to disassemble the slider and the slider button. Okay. Move the rear sight base. There's always these pieces on guns, so always expect them when you remove any sight, and expect to move that little tongue piece as well. Ejector cover assembly, as well as the P-Cube AT. I still don't know what P-Cubes are, I should look it up, but several guns now have had P-Cubes. Okay, pull off the ejector, the magazine catch. Can I reach it from here? You should grab it from the other side. Magazine release assembly, bolt lock piece assembly, handguard, Okay, so once you move the handguard, you can move the gas plug. Oops, sorry, I meant to click on the muzzle nut. Move the muzzle nut, muzzle block pin assembly, which should let you pull off the front plate. Use sight assembly, the front sight guard, as well as the front sight blade. Connecting piece assembly. So this gun has a lot of pieces. Like, I don't know when I'm gonna find time to do the game mode for this gun, but it's gonna be a doozer. Okay, so I think that's most of that. Might have missed a small part or two there, but we can always come back. Bolt carrier's handle. And pull out the gas piston. No piece on the gas piston need to be moved, it looks like. But I guess we already removed part of it over there. So bolt. Find a pin. Second ejector over on that side. Ejector assembly. Okay. Find plunger assembly. And you have 2 pieces left somewhere. Oh, I was gonna say they could be anywhere, but that looks like the hammer. Oh no, that's the selector. Okay. Selector latch spring. So that is your disassembly. Takes a bit of time. Oops, I did not want to purchase out the operation. So let's hop into our reassembly. So where's that spring that I just moved? Is it that one? Okay, there. Selector latch spring. Okay. Again, go backwards from what you did. So, barrel assembly, gas tube. Nope, wasn't the gas plug. Oh. Well, handguard can go at any time. Oh, the connecting piece. There we go. That's what. Connecting piece, then gas plug. Then blade first. My camera keeps pulling off. One thing you need for this gun is a good mouse. I think my mouse is kind of failing, so it's not a good border gun to assembly mouse. Pause. I apologize. Should have known the muzzle block pin has to go in first. Muzzle there. Okay. So I think we put in. No, not bolt. I thought it was bolt locking pin assembly. No. Well, okay, there's receiver pin inserts. I didn't think they were that key. What is it that I'm missing? That needs to go on first. Well, anyway, reassemble the sight. I didn't think that was that key, but we'll put the sight back together. So rear sight slider assembly. Rear slider. Oops. Rear sight spring. Rear sight base. So let's put that back on. We can put the rear sight assembly back together. So yeah. Don't think any of these were that key. Oh, we're probably missing the P cube. And then the ejection cover assembly goes back on. And then this piece goes back. Okay. Didn't think the sight piece was that important. No. Oh, it is. Okay. So I was gonna put the bolt locking piece, but I didn't have an arrow. Usually they have an arrow. So I was right about the bolt locking piece the whole time. Should have just double clicked it. Like, I'm sure that's what was missing. So should have just trusted my instincts there. That's odd though. It didn't have any color or was flashing or anything. But anyway, okay. So these rear inserts have to go in. Just connector inserts. Probably put a lot of inserts, but I was looking for that lower right insert. They're still haven't found. Trigger pin inserts. Hammer pin inserts. There you go. There's the left insert I was looking for. Okay, once all the inserts are in, Put the safety lever shaft back on. Safety lever. Okay. Let's start putting in the safety trigger. Sorry. Where's the one? Oh, this one. That's the one I'm looking for. Disconnector. It's back on the trigger. No, trigger still doesn't go in. Okay, timer definitely doesn't go in. I need to actually think here. No. Don't stop clicking stuff. Okay, think. Wouldn't be spring. Wouldn't be here. Okay, put it back together. Selector. Selector lever assembly. Left lock. There has to be another piece to select. There it is. Selector latch assembly. No. Selector is going to be my guess. Okay, catch. No? I thought it was catch selector. Right lock plate. Oh, selector pin button. That's what it is. No? Holy crap. What goes in before the selector? I thought the selector would go in quite early. Selector button? Okay. Pin button selector assembly. Because I knew the selector assembly had to go in. Trigger lever. Hammer spring. Selector spring. Catch lever spring. Hammer. No, not. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's a receiver pin, so that wouldn't go in. These 3 pins go back in. That's a grip screw now. Okay, I just wasn't sure what that was. Okay, so over here, gas piston can go back in. Bolt cure hallow can go back in. Extractor. Front pin. No? Put our magazine assembly back together here. I was gonna do some thinking, but then I'm pretty sure it's the fire pin plunger assembly, and then the bolt that goes back on. Okay, and that's fully assembled, but it can't go in yet. Okay. That's why I'm checking with all these pieces, because I'm curious. Okay, so that's the butt plate there. I can probably put the grips back on. But just wondered if the grip was the no, grip was not the thing, but oh yeah, cause okay, upper receiver goes on, then receiver pin. Then we can throw that in. Pop this down, throw the recoil spring back in. Return the washer and screw, put the base piece back on, put it back in the cover assembly, then we can put the cover assembly back on there, reattack the buttstock, put the spring pin back in, and magazine. So once you start thinking about it, it's easier, but I was just examining parts. I haven't looked at a gun like that before. That was my first time, so that was my Sturmgewehr virginity there, as they say. So the gunfire is a lot like the AK-47, but so that's the so this is a I didn't think they'd have this attachment. So this is actually for firing around corners and stuff like that. So pretty much angles the gun barrel. How it works is you use this, it's kind of like a mirror to see the sights, and you can shoot kind of angled. So I've heard of them, but I've never actually seen one. That's cool. So move. So put this on back of the muzzle nut. Looks like, I'm not sure what the gas plug adjustment does, but as always, you can pop it through your sight, leave the basics, and then safety's right there. And the moment you've all been waiting for, automatic fire. So here we go. So let's we'll hop to our first X-ray. We'll probably go a little bit more. Second X-ray. Third X-ray. the final, which is generally not as good. One will slow into, and we'll start examining. So, oops, I didn't want to unload, and that will finish it. But let's continue. We want to reload here. Okay, so up to 2. So trigger is pulled. We should go to like 50. Trigger is pulled, which releases the hammer. Let's just let reset. So it looks like it happens right here. Trigger is pulled, releases these springs, releases the hammer. What actually? Push. Okay. So yeah. Gas reloads with the gas plug. It reloads actually pretty quickly for, see, like, because it goes all the way back, but it catches that round right away and cocks and is ready. So the mechanism seems slower here, but this is one trigger to press. So like it's ready to fire again right there. It doesn't need the fire to reset. So if you watch here, if we're holding the trigger here, it pops the next one and it just immediately fires it off. So that you don't have that quarter second where the trigger has to reset. So pretty neat stuff. But nothing you haven't seen before. Very similar to other assault rifles you've probably seen. So anyway, thanks guys for coming out for the World Gun Assembly, Sturmgewehr 44, STG44, MP44, whatever you want to call it. Thanks for coming out. Thanks guys. Later.